make it clear, our goal is always to get x by itself. Okay, so this is a problem. This is a positive 6, right? So think about adding and subtracting, right? If we have a positive 6, what do I have to do to this positive 6, adding or subtracting, to get it to equal 0? Well, there's sort of two ways I can think about it. I could add a negative 6 and that would make it 0, or I could just subtract 6, right? So let's think about if I just added 6, right? Because the book kind of has you believe all I need to do, since this is subtraction, I should add 6 to this. But look what happens when I add 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. So if I added 6 to both sides here, I would actually have 12 minus 2x equals 14. And so that's not really what we want, because we still don't have, I mean, this is legal, you can do this. Like, it's okay to add both something, but it doesn't help us, right? Because we haven't gotten rid of this number. We still have a number being subtracted to, we still have, our 2x is still being subtracted from 12. We want to get rid of this number entirely. So what the thing is to do is, it's more important to look at the sign before our number if we want to move it. So in this case, since it's the first number and it's if it's the first number, there's no sign in front of it, that means it's positive. So I'm going to go.
What's the 0 mean?
What do you mean? What does the 0 mean?
This is a 0, right?
Oh, this isn't a 0. Sorry. This is a. What's important is to look at the sign in front of the number, not this sign. So if we were going to move this 2x, what we would care about is this negative here.
Right.
But since what we care about is moving the 6, we don't actually care about the sign. We care about the sign out in front of the 6. So there is no sign, but that's because if it's the first number,
Right.
And it's positive, we don't write a sign. So I'm going to rewrite this down here. So since this 6 is positive, and since I know 6 minus 6 equals 0, and my goal is to get x by itself, I'm going to subtract 6 from each side. Because what I care about is whether the number I'm working with is positive or negative. Since this number is positive, I need to subtract. I need to be using a negative number. So 6 minus 6 equals 0. 8 minus 6 equals 2. So now I have this negative 2x equals 2. So again, since I'm worried about this x, I want to get rid of this 2, this negative 2. And so I'm concerned about the sign in front of the 2. It's being multiplied, so I want to divide by negative 2 on each side. And 2 divided by negative 2 is just negative 1. So it's all about the sign in front of the number. And so that's really easy if we have, like, say this problem is 2x minus 4 equals 7. Then we would look at, since we want to move this 4, we're going to look at this number. Not because we're subtracting these two things, but just because it's the sign in front of our 4. So since the sign in front of our 4 is negative, I need to do the opposite of negative to get rid of it. So I need to add 4.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not that we want to look at the sign in between the two. It's we want to look at the sign in front of the number we're working with.
Okay.
Plus 4 is 11, and this is 11 over 2.
I have a problem when I just look at the variable.
Yeah. So it's important to, like, identify what side the variable is on, but then after that, we need to first think about moving any number that doesn't have a variable in it. And the way we move that number basically to the other side, or get rid of this number, is we look at that sign and we kind of do the opposite of what's going on there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.